Hello, welcome to Lingua Memes. Today we're going to be doing some Japanese, and who have we got with us today?
Resident Japanese expert Todd. I suppose that's the position I've been voted into.
Hey, hello. Hello, and hello is the first word that we're looking at.
That's right. Appropriately enough.
And the point of this game is to look at the Japanese translation of hello and then to type it in. And you can play along with this game at home completely for free. All you have to do is go to linguamemes.com.
Dead easy. Just type in the game code.
Yep.
Which is VXRK for this game.
VXRK in lowercase, all in lowercase, and pop your email address. You'll be sent this game. Click on the link and you'll go straight to the game. No further logging in, no details required, no payment required. It's completely free. So we've got this page. It says hello, and I don't know how to say hello in Japanese.
Oh dear. Are you sure? Okay, if you insist.
I know I should know because this is about the fourth time we've recorded this due to various technical problems.
Kayfabe, brother. So press peek then. Why not? Let's have a peek.
And at the top of the screen, we've got a literal translation of the hello. How is today? And apparently that is made up of these hiragana characters.
That's it. Hiragana, yeah.
And so we've got K-O.
Mm-hmm.
How do you pronounce that?
Oh, it's ko.
Ko.
Mm-hmm.
N?
Yeah, ko.
Ni?
Ni.
Chi?
Yeah.
And ha, or wa. Is it ha or wa?
Well, it's written ha, as the note at the bottom of the peak page says, kind of like a silent W in the word sword or something like that. Happens in all languages. In this case, when it marks the subject of a sentence, ha is pronounced wa. So we've got konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
But when typing it, you've got to keep in your mind that it's written ha.
Okie dokie. So I click back to game and I start typing in using my normal everyday keyboard K-O, and then mysteriously a hiragana character appears. Ko ni chi wa. Konnichiwa.
It's like magic, isn't it?
5 syllables, which may look completely alien, but now that I've looked at them, perhaps on 6 occasions, they're not looking that alien anymore. Especially the first
you
2.
Get used to it, don't you?
Yeah. The info icons will give you a little reminder as to which syllable is which. Okay, so I've just hovered over those just to show you how that works.
Doesn't it help that the n just looks a little bit like a lowercase n? Just a little.
It certainly does, yeah. Okay, so that was konnichiwa.
Mm-hmm. Nice and easy. We're starting our conversation.
Next one, thank you.
I guess the person you said hello to was giving you something, perhaps a jar of honey. Now I think everybody listening to this knows deep in their soul, whether they know it or not, what the Japanese for thank you is. But let's find out how to spell it. That's maybe the tough part.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 syllables again. Arigatou. Is that correct?
The U essentially lengthens the to. So without it, it would be pronounced arigato. But with it, it makes it arigatou.
Arigatou. And you might have noticed there's this red speaker symbol icon here.
Yeah.
So if you want it read out to you, you click that and it will take you to a Google page, which will also have a little speaker symbol which you can click.
ありがとう。
And perky little voice will read out this
ありがとう。
arigato.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Is that how you'd say it?
I'd say arigato.
Arigato.
Mm-hmm.
Jolly good. So back to game. And then type in this again. Arigato. Arigato.
Easy when you know how, isn't it?
I think I'm kind of cheating with this, the first hiragana character, because to me I can kind of see an A in there.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah?
And obviously that's a complete coincidence. I mean, Japanese has no relation to the English language at all. But it's a wonderful coincidence. Very useful for us.
Yeah. I'm just pointing it out on my mouse where I think the A is, and it's on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Towards the bottom. I can kind of see an A there, but it may or may not be helpful.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because for a European language like German or French, which Lingua Memes also does, you can at least rely on the same alphabet. You at least know roughly how things are going to be pronounced because they're recognizable letters. But in Japanese, where do you even start? So that's why we're taking you through syllable by syllable with the hiragana. So sorry, if that's not good enough. Sorry being it's the next word. I'm not really apologizing.
You've been watching ancient Ronnie Corbett sitcoms again, have you?
Oh no, goodness me.
Now, have I caught you out there? Are you telling me you haven't actually heard of Sorry?
No, I've heard of sorry.
Oh, I thought I got you there.
Yes. Yes, unfortunately.
Because yesterday you said, "Look, I have studied media and television."
Well, I mean, my degree effectively means that I should know every television program in the world. I don't think I've ever watched Sorry, but I can see the title splash, you know, with the title up there, and the year at the bottom.
Right.
And I can imagine Ronnie Corbett saying, "Sorry."
Just like
Ronnie,
that.
when he talks, he sounds like he's eating biscuits, like he's a little gerbil eating biscuits. So, the literal meaning of sorry in Japanese, these are all, I love the literal meanings obviously because you can figure it out. They're almost there. It just makes enough sense. So it is permission asked. Sorry is asking permission in the oldest sense of the term permission, in that you are submitting to the person in front of you. And it's pronounced go me na sa I.
And in one go?
Gomennasai.
Johnny good.
When you get
Well-
that double N like that, do sound it out in konnichiwa and gomennasai. I would anyway.
With this, sorry, I'm about to leave this moronic orbit
Oh my goodness.
and try typing that in. Cool. Yep, I got it.
Easy. Now, as you go through, if you do notice similarities between certain hiragana, keep it in mind, it's very useful. Very quickly, at the very start, konnichiwa starts with the ko. The ko and the go that you see here are effectively, they're identical, except the go has those two little strokes in the upper right there. And what that effectively means is it softened the sound in your mouth. You'll notice if you say ko and go, they're said very similarly with the position of your tongue and your teeth and your lips. So there's a lot of patterns to see. For my money, hiragana make more sense than English and Latin letters.
That's really useful.
Interesting, isn't it? It happens with
Yeah.
all of them.
I hadn't thought of that because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but yeah, I can see it now, and that's very useful. And then we've got our N that looks quite familiar
Yes.
now.
Mm-hmm. And that is, now correct me if I'm wrong, someone in the comments, but the N sound is the only single consonant in the Japanese language. Effectively, there's just vowels, and then what would be consonants always end in a vowel. Like you'll notice there's go and me and na and sa. They're all consonant vowel. So that's an easy way to remember it in English.
Okay.
to know if you've done it right. Is N is the only one that doesn't have that.
And now, perhaps the most famous word in Japanese outside of Japan.
I think so. Yeah.
Goodbye.
So you know this one, right? You know what the Japanese for goodbye is without peeking.
Yeah. Sayonara. Sayonara. Is that right?
Yeah. Just make that long yo. Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Mm-hmm.
Sayonara.
And that just means if that's all, as if business is concluded.
And what's the most famous use of the word sayonara? Is there a film with that?
Well, there's loads of Japanese films where people say it.
No, I mean the title of the film.
I don't know. You know, it's one of those things where Japanese culture went through a lot of popularity in American films in the 60s. I think some of my mother's favorite films have a sort of Japanese American thing going on, like Red Sun. And I think it wouldn't surprise me if there was like a John Wayne, just one John Wayne movie called like Sayonara or something. But yeah, I'm not sure. It's definitely passed into cultural consciousness in the West, though, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Sayonara.
And I quite like this literal translation, if that's all.
Yes. Sayonara. Nara basically means then, you know. Well then.
Okay. So I just need to type this one in. Yeah, I've noticed that. Well, you might be able to correct me if I'm wrong, but is 5 syllables quite a popular number? Yeah.
Because I mean, it's interesting. So Japanese, as a language in relative terms, hasn't changed much, which sounds like a strange thing to say. But if you look at if you look up any word, any English word in an English dictionary, it will almost always show you how much it's changed. One of my favorites is doubt. The English word doubt used to mean the exact opposite. You'll hear it used in Shakespeare in that way. When someone says, I doubt that, it actually means they believe it wholeheartedly. Japanese, on the other hand, hasn't really changed that much. And these are some of the oldest words, because these are, they're the basics. They're the formal basics of greeting someone and dealing with them in a business situation very often. There's a word which I'll throw in as well, sumimasen, which means basically pardon me or excuse me. But in literal terms, sumimasen means this debt hasn't been paid. So we still have an outstanding debt to cover. So it's like saying, excuse me, pardon me, this isn't done. I've made a mistake. And that comes from essentially doing business in a marketplace. So a lot of these words haven't changed since then, and I think you're right. I think there's a 5-syllable commonality there. Goodness knows why. It's just it's a good solid number, isn't it? For a little formal.
What's that Japanese poetry thing that is very concentrated on syllable
haiku?
Count? Haiku.
Yeah, well, haiku goes 5-7-5. A haiku will have 3 lines, and the first and third lines will have 5. And the second line will have 7. Generally, I think I'm not very good at poetry, so if someone has more of a handle on that than me, do leave a comment. But yeah, there's a definite focus on syllables, isn't there? Interesting.
Any idea what the word haiku means? Literally.
Do you know what? I actually did, because I had to find out the etymology of it for an essay that I wrote at university. And now it's completely escaped me. I think it's a contraction of a longer phrase. I think it might have something to do with the word to cut. That could be wrong, but I think it might have something to do with that. To cutting, because it's kind of sort of a collage. But I don't know. Someone else let me know.
There we go. We're done now. We're done. We've done Japanese.
That's it. We're masters.
There's going to be tons more content on Japanese, so please subscribe. Go to linguamemes.com, pop your email address into the subscription, and choose Japanese if that's the only language you want to learn. And you'll be sent, every time we do an update, I'll send you a free link in your email to play along with all the new games that we're making. There's loads of varieties of games as well. There's going to be quizzes, there's going to be multiple choices, there's going to be tons of stuff.
All kinds of things. More complex, more informal. I think I'd like to throw some, because when you learn a language, you learn the sort of most formal and polite methods. But I think we should also throw some fun stuff in there too.
Yeah, Debbie, laugh a minute. No problem. So thank you for bearing with us.
Cheers, folks.
Have you got a bear with you?
No, I don't have a bear with me. I don't have a Kuma. If you've got something more personal to say, do email us admin@linguamemes.com. Christmas is on the way in a couple of months, so if you want to wish us a happy Christmas.
I told you about this date thing. You can't put date-specific things on YouTube. It's like if someone's watching this in February, it's like Christmas is on its way. Nutters.
I thought you were going to say that I'm a nutter because it's nowhere near Christmas.
And also it's nowhere near Christmas.
Yeah, that's the main.
So like 3 strikes.
Well, sorry, folks. Don't expect to hear me on this again.
Last time it was like, oh, it's getting chilly now. It's getting towards winter. It's like,
yeah, but with climate change, I mean, eventually it will get to the point where it's always cold. So I mean, I think that'll be pretty timeless, evergreen content, as they call it in the biz.
Right.
Thank you for listening, folks.
Thanks for listening.
Please write in to not get me fired.